Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Payson, Illinois, here on the campus of Seymour High School. Central Illinois sports production of high school boys basketball tonight on the second to last week of the regular season, and we've got a good one for you here. It's a Wednesday night special as the West Central Cougars have traveled west to take on the Payson Seymour Indians in a basketball game that we believe has a lot of implication potentially here on the upcoming seed results for the postseason. Two teams that are within the same subsectional. One team looking to maybe wrap up a top 4 seed. The other team, which will be hosting this regional in Payson Seymour, trying to wrap themselves up potentially a top 5, top 6 seed. You're watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Liberty, and more. Check them out for your next home or auto loan. You're watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show here live on Central Illinois Sports. We'll be back here in a couple of minutes as we give you some time to check out some of our wonderful advertisers that have brought us here tonight. And we'll get you ready for tonight's game. It's the West Central Cougars and the Payson Seymour Indians coming up back here in 2 minutes.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Once or twice a year, I might get the cold or a flu, and my wife calls it the man flu. So you know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
What do I love about our team? We have a good chemistry. We all work together.
I mean, come on. I've got the best job in the world. Sometimes they say, oh, I like to do handstands.
Yeah, I taught Brian how to do the handstand. That's all right.
And every day, I mean, it's a fun day.
Yeah, it definitely makes me proud to be here.
When you're ready to make your dream kitchen a reality, find inspiration at Pike County Lumber in Pittsfield. It starts with a 3D design so you can see your kitchen from every angle. Each detail, from the flooring to the countertops to the cabinets, are designed for your lifestyle. The team will explain the strengths of each product so your finished kitchen will last for generations. Whatever your needs, an island for entertaining, no maintenance quartz countertops, storage for all your seasonal items. From start to finish, trust the knowledge and experience at Pike County Lumber.
Dude, fire. Grill master, huh?
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Lipcomb Insurance Services realize today's risk. A good risk management plan is a necessity. It takes thought and consideration in many variables that face you as a producer. No one solution can be the answer at Lipcomb Insurance Services. Lipcomb Insurance Services realize today's risk. A good risk management plan is a necessity. It takes thought and consideration in many variables that face you as a producer. No one solution can be the answer. At Lipcomb Insurance Services, we have over 40 years of experience with agriculture and the problems you face. We offer a wide variety of options to help you shoulder some of the risk. We understand farming. We will go over your goals and challenges as a producer and build a risk management plan that fits your operation. Contact Brett Lipcomb at 217-242-2703. Lipcomb Insurance Services, a trusted and proven provider of federal crop insurance for over 20 years. Go Eagles! Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Liberty, and more. Come see Great Rivers Bank for your next home or auto loan, and check out that online loan application tool at greatriversbank.bank. Brian Shoemaker alongside here. Grant DeWitt joining me here tonight is, hey, we always are looking for some handy help here at Central Illinois Sports. Grant, it's going to be a fantastic game here, but we believe tonight two teams that are really looking to solidify themselves in the postseason seed rankings here, as those will come out here in just about 36 hours. And, you know, I think maybe the consensus around the area is that Routt and New Berlin maybe have the 1 and the 2 seed top wrapped up. After that, it's kind of a wide open spot between Springfield Calvary, Griggsville Perry, and the West Central Cougars, and everybody's got their own reason to say they might be the number 3 seed. And, of course, a lot of that tonight could also come down to this game. You're telling me that the Cougars are a little bit shorthanded here after the last week. Give some of the fans at home a little bit of what's been going on in West Central country over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, we lost Carson Brown during the Winchester tournament, a sophomore for us, who's had a really good start to the season, and that was a big loss early on. And lost another sophomore, Dalton Hutton, during the JV game this past Friday. And the biggest loss of them all is probably going to be senior Jaden Howard. Came down wrong, I believe has a broken or fractured ankle/foot. Haven't had a conversation with him truly to figure out what it is, but he's having surgery here recently, so that's a key loss for West Central heading into postseason.
Of course, Howard, one of the big guys inside. Brown and Hutton, a little bit of some bench role players who really give this team a spark, but you've still got some guys in Derek Price that is a real big force for this Cougars team. Might see a little bit of extended minutes out of him now in the post. We saw some out of him early in the season, of course, in the Beardstown tournament when we got a lot of looks at West Central early in the year, and of course we've seen him throughout the season. But this is a darn good ball team, and a lot of it revolves around Zach Little.
Zach Evans,
Zach Little, you know, hey, no matter what name you give him, he's a pretty good darn ball player.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a one of a kind, and I've said it all year. He's one of the, in my opinion, one of the top, I'll say 3 scorers in the entire West Central area. And that's me being a little biased because I don't see a lot of the Quincy area schools. But he can get his bucket about any time he wants, and it's just impressive the way he does it.
It's going to be a great night here. West Central's been on a roll. They've been winning a lot of basketball games, some big wins over Pleasant Plains. Of course, the big win that everybody was talking about a couple of weeks ago over top-ranked at the time, Jacksonville Routt. And, of course, they've got a win just recently in the Quincy Notre Dame shootout over Alton Marquette. So, of course, this West Central team finished second in the Beardstown tournament to kick off the season, a night where they lost to Augusta Southeastern when Danny Stevens decided to drop a 50-piece, and Zach Evans decided to drop 32 of his own, and it's not very often that a guy scores 32 in a high school basketball game, and he's not the top story. But, of course, that's what Danny Stevens does to a lot of teams. This team also had a nice finish in their own Winchester Invitational tournament where they were able to get their way through the 5th place bracket. But then again, Ryan Seasting's squad is going to be prepared for this one tonight, albeit a little shorthanded. So this is really our first opportunity on Central Illinois Sports to see the Cougars with a little bit of a shorthanded roster, and we'll see how they adjust. We're going to take a couple of minutes break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Payson Seymour Indians. You're watching it live here on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your Nutrient Crop Consultant today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
Welcome you back to Central Illinois Sports, watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show as we get you ready for the West Central Cougars. Traveling west to take on the Payson Seymour Indians. This Payson Seymour squad, Tyler Dushinsky's crew, is really desperate for a win right now. This was a team that was on the hottest start in the first half of the season that you could ever imagine, capping it off with a win over Mendon Unity at the Mississippi Valley Invitational Tournament during Christmas week. After that, it has been a tough run for the Payson Seymour Indians. They have lost 9 of 10 games, Grant. The only win in that stretch came over the Pleasant Hill Wolves. But the thing about this Payson Seymour team is a lot of these wins have not been blowouts. As a matter of fact, not really any of them have. It's always been a loss by 5, maybe a loss by 10. They just lost to Lake Forest Academy in an upstate shootout on Sunday by 5 in overtime. This is a team that has taken teams down to the wire several times. They just seem to be in a rut, and they can't seem to get over it. But a lot of that tonight, if they're going to make that hump finally, is probably going to come on the shoulders of Brian Deeker, a guy you got to watch a lot at the Winchester Invitational Tournament.
Yeah, just super athletic. I mean, like you said, this team goes as he goes. And, I mean, that's kudos to him, and I saw that in football season too. I mean, you look at Mendon Unity, and they win as he went. I mean, he's just one of those type of leaders, and it'll be fun to watch him play tonight. Now, I'll be anxious to see how West Central decides to defend him because, like you said, I mean, it does. It goes solely through him, and if the other guys are hitting on the outside that he's getting the ball to, it could be a dangerous game.
It's a lot of run through Deeker, but they've got some talented shooters on the outside. The sophomore is Lane Barker, number 4. We've really seen him hit his stride here in the second half of the year. Richie Martin is a senior guard. He's really a little bit of a workhorse, a defensive dog for this team. You'll see a lot of minutes tonight out of Blake Schwartz and the talented senior Wyatt Nyson, who has had a very nice senior campaign as well. So a game that's got a lot of implication tonight here coming up over the next 48 hours. Teams are clearing back to their benches. We're going to take one more time out here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll do starting lineup introductions and the national anthem when we come back here in just a couple of minutes.
Press Yours On You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours On You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours On You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. United Community Bank has been serving our community in banking since 1973 and is a proud member of the Pittsfield Strong United community. UCB brings you the latest banking technology, security, and convenience you expect, delivered with friendly local service you deserve from your community bank. UCB invites you to stop in for a visit at number 1 Professional Plaza in Pittsfield, or you can find them online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank, the leader of community banking, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Sign up for a Saki Rewards debit card. The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
Yeah, I'm at Farm and Home for essentials.
Did you find everything you need?
No, apparently not. Thank you.
other place has it all, like Farm and Home Supply.
Welcome you back here on the Great Verse Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Time to get you ready for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Farm and Home Supply. Locations in Jacksonville, Pittsfield, Quincy, and a whole lot more. See Farm and Home for all of your farm and home needs. Starting lineups here tonight for the West Central Cougars. Ryan Seasting's squad looks like this. At one guard, a junior. Number 2 is Mason Berry. At the other guard, a senior. Number 3, Tyson Brown. At the third guard, a freshman. Number 11 is Riker Ford. At swing forward and guard, a junior, number 23, the talented Zach Evans. And on the inside, the junior forward, number 24, is Chance Little. It'll be Berry, Brown, Ford, Evans, and Little for Ryan Seasting's West Central Cougars. For the Payson Seymour Indians, Tyler Dushinsky at the helm, along with Austin Cranberg and Clayton Conrad on the bench tonight. Their lineup looks like this. A senior guard, number 3, is Richie Martin. Sophomore guard is number 4, Lane Barker. The talented forward is the number 10 senior, Brian Deeker. At guard, of senior, number 12, is Wyatt Nyson. And at the fifth guard, a sophomore, number 23, is Blake Schwartz. It'll be Martin, Barker, Deeker, Nyson, and Schwartz for Tyler Dushinsky's, Payson Seymour Indians. Glad you're joining alongside Brian Shoemaker, Grant DeWitt, Gavin Hilgenbrink. G-Money on the camera here for us tonight. We're so glad you're watching here on Central Illinois Sports. We remind you, Charlie, John, and Jack live from Boschel Gymnasium here at the same time as the Pittsfield Sockies taking on the Griggsville Perry Tornadoes. You can watch them both, put one on your tablet, one on your TV. Either way, we're glad you're joining us here for any broadcast on Central Illinois Sports. Lining up to jump, it's going to be Wyatt Nyson taking on Chance Little, and here we go. Little gets a big hand on it, swats it almost way back into the corner. It's rebounded. It'll be Cougars basketball to start this one out. Berry with the basketball, works around side on the right wing. Now gets it over to Evans, now back up to the Indians' head at center court. A big crowd here tonight, as this is always a nice gym and a great atmosphere at Payson Seymour. 3-ball on the way from Zach Little gets things going. And West Central is going to take an early 3-0 lead. Here we go. Nyson with the basketball, three-quarter court pressure from West Central. They quickly get it down into the lane, and that's going to be a charging foul, as Schwartz was able to get his elbow down. Schwartz will pick up the foul. It'll be his first personal, team first. And the first turnover of the basketball game goes to the Indians. Three-quarter court pressure now from Payson Seymour. Expect this to be a very up-and-down basketball game. These two teams like to run if they get the opportunity. Brown gets double-teamed. He gets knocked out of bounds by Barker. It'll remain West Central basketball. And Grant, these two teams like to run, and West Central's a team that likes to get in transition. A team that'll like to try and push through this press tonight.
That's sometimes West Central's best offense is when they can run in transition.
They get the turnover there, though, as Payson Seymour quickly gets it up to Deeker. He puts it in now. It's a 3-2 advantage for the Cougars. Here with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Back and forth in the backcourt now as West Central gets it down into the corner. That is Riker Ford, the freshman, who's now a newcomer into the starting lineup with the injuries that Grant told you about earlier this evening. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by the Indians. It'll remain West Central basketball. And they'll rebound and reset here in the half-court offense. Berry with the basketball, works it now over to Brown on the right side. 2-3 zone here from the Indians. Evans with it, gets it up top of the elbow, now gets pushed out to the top of the key to Little. Back over to Evans, penetrates through two defenders, stops and pops from 12, rolls in and out of the rim. Rebound comes down to Deeker. Here comes the Indians. They get it down to Schwartz now. He gets it down to the corner. Cross-court pass over to Deeker. He'll drive through the lane. Deeker stops and runner from 10 foot's good. Brian Deeker's got 4 quick points, and the Indians have a 4-3 lead. 6:21 left here in the first quarter. Cougars on the attack now. Nice move in down by Berry. He'll get it back up in 2. It's 5-4. Expect this one, as we said, to be an up-and-down basketball game here tonight. Quickly pushing down to the timeline. It's Deeker. Now drops it off to Barker. He gets swatted away by Evans. Comes back down to the hands of Deeker. Deeker up and in, give him 2 more. He's got all 6 of Payson's points early. It's a 6-5 advantage now here for the Indians. Evans with the basketball near the time stripe. He's got to get away from getting double teamed as he gets it over to Berry on the right side. Little tries to get it at the free throw line. He'll penetrate into the lane against Nyson. Up and good. He'll get the opportunity for the old and one play. Will Chance Little. Nice move by the Cougars there. That's what they like to do a lot. You can work the ball inside of these guys. It gives Evans an opportunity to work off the ball, Grant, as Little goes up for the three-point play and gets it. 8-6 advantage here for West Central. Nyson with the basketball, pushes it down now to Barker. Cross-court pass on the baseline, gets stolen away from Ford. Here come the Cougars. They work it down to Evans. Evans stops and pops from 29, no good. Rebound comes down to the hands of Lane Barker, the sophomore. He'll quickly push now, gets it to Nyson under the basket, goes up and gets swatted away by the freshman Riker Ford. What a play by number 11, and here comes West Central. Berry with the basketball, drives baseline. Contact with Deeker, no call. He'll kick it now out to Evans. Evans' three ball, no good. Rebound from Berry is good. And the Cougars have a 10-6 lead with 5:09 left here to go on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Barker now pushes underneath it. He'll get a foul, and that's going to go against Little. It's going to be the first against Chance Little. First of the half here against West Central. As Richie Martin will go to the free throw line. 10-6 ball game, and it's been a fast and furious one. We're only 3 minutes down, folks. Hold on. Not sure how often they have to hit triple digits on this scoreboard. We might see it tonight as the first one's good for Barker.
We'll see him slow down eventually.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Both teams looking to play a 2-3 zone here in the first part of the game, and really that hadn't affected the speed at all.
No. Second free throw is up and good for Barker. It's a 10-8 basketball game. Checking in for the Indians is number 24. That's Nolan Sparks. As he'll sit down Richie Martin, and he'll take the front of the helm here on the press. Berry with the basketball, trying to get it across the timeline. Brown back to Berry as the Indian zone will collapse a little bit here in the half-court set. Ford trying to get it at the free throw line as Berry drives baseline. Nothing. He's got to get rid of it. Finds Little underneath it, gets tipped away, and it'll remain West Central basketball as they're really getting Chance Little involved here early in the offense. Evans will be the inbounds man. Brown now with it, kicks it back over into the corner to Berry. Evans on the right wing along with Little. Ford, the man working inside in the key. They get it now to Little on the right elbow. Nice save, goes and drives. The right hand is good for Chance Little. Give him two, and it's a 12-8 advantage now for West Central. 4:27 left to go here in the first quarter. Now into Schwartz inside. Tries to kick it back out. This is Deeker. Deeker stops, fakes, and they say that'll be a lower of the shoulder and a little bit of an elbow push. As Mason Berry able to get the defensive stop. It'll be the first foul of the ball game for Deeker. Second of the half against West Central, and another turnover here for the Indians. 4:15 left to go here in the opening frame. Watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports. Cross-court pass, and now we've got a technical foul has been assessed to the Payson bench.
I believe they're going to get Coach Dashinsky on that one. Was not happy with the offensive foul on Deeker.
That's going to send Zach Evans to the free throw line. That's going to be the third team foul of the half against Payson Seymour on the technical. Evans will miss the first, though. John Shepard, Dwayne Kerfman, Brad Gooding, our guys here tonight. Pretty darn good crew. Working this high-profile basketball game here tonight at Payson Seymour as Evans will line up for the second, and that one will fall through the net, make it a 13-8 lead for the Cougars, and they'll regain the basketball at center court. Big crowd here tonight. It was mini cheer camp night. Got to see some nice dance moves from Grant DeWitt earlier this evening before he got on the headset.
That is a false statement, everybody.
Berry with the basketball now tries to lob it into Little. He can't get it, but it'll be a push from Barker, and it'll be Cougars basketball out of bounds. Tried to lob it up to Chance Little. Barker just got some body contact to stop the play. It'll be his first, team number 4 against Payson Seymour. Evans will be the inbounds man. Kicks it now back out to the right wing. This is Brown. Brown's three ball off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Barker. They'll get it to Sparks. He'll try and penetrate. He'll get the foul on the blocking call as they're going to whistle Brown for it. First of the ball game against Tyson Brown. Second of the quarter against West Central. It's a 13-8 lead, 3:56 to go here in the first. Deeker with it. Now pushes it into Nyson. Nyson pulls out from 8 feet, can't get it. Rebound comes down to Brown. Here comes Evans for the Cougars, trying to find an outlet man in transition. Doesn't have anything, and they'll get in the half-court set. Berry with the basketball. Little and Ford working inside as now Brown's got it on the left wing. Three ball on the way from Zach Little off the front of the iron, no good. Deeker grabs the big rebound, and here comes Payson Seymour. Nyson with the basketball, pushes into Deeker. He almost didn't see it coming. Kicks it back out to Schwartz. 3-ball from the right wing is no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of the freshman, Riker Ford. Berry with the basketball. He'll stop and pop from the left wing off the side of the iron. No good. Rebound comes down to the way of Brown. He'll go up with it. And they say that'll be a charge on Brown as Deeker was able to get his body in the way. That's going to be the second foul of the ball game against Tyson Brown. Third of the basketball game here against West Central, and that comes with 3:11 left. Richie Martin's going to check back in. He'll sit down. Lane Barker checking in for West Central is number 5, Connor Turner. This is a guy we haven't seen a lot of early in the season, Grant. But obviously, Ryan Seaston going deep into his bench here with some injuries.
Yeah, and he's a super athletic kid, so we'll see what he can do on the floor tonight for the Cougars, as he's going to be expected to play some heavy minutes here early on with Tyson Brown headed to the bench in foul trouble.
Berry got the basketball on the steal. He gets fouled by Deeker on the play. That's going to be the second against Brian Deeker. That's a big situation there for the Indians that they're going to have to deal with. It's the 5th foul of the basketball game against Payson Seymour. First free throw is no good as Martin's going to check back in. Or excuse me, Barker will check back in and Deeker will take a seat. So the big question right now is who's going to handle the ball for Payson Seymour. Berry eyes up the second free throw. In and out of the rim, no good. Comes down to Martin, and they say there'll be a foul on the rebound. And that's going to go against the man who just checked in, Connor Turner. His first personal, team 4th. Fouls piling up rather quickly here. We still got 3:02 left to go in the first quarter.
That's going to be what slows the game down.
We thought the mini cheer camp night was what was going to slow this thing down. Schwartz with the basketball at the free throw line, pushes it into Barker. He's got to get rid of it, and now finds Lane Barker out on the wing. Nice and drives baseline, nothing there, and they say that'll be the foul on Ford with a bit of the body contact on the baseline drive. First foul against Riker Ford, 5th of the half against West Central. We'll be in bonus here probably before the end of the quarter, maybe on both sides. Nyson with the basketball, works it back out to the volleyball line. Now this is Schwartz. 2-3 zone look here from West Central. Sparks with it, thought about the 3, kicks it cross court over to Barker. It's a little bit of a slow down game now. Here's guys are on the bench with foul trouble. Sparks 3-ball from the corner is good. Big basket for Payson Seymour, and it's going to be a 13-11 lead for West Central. 2:19 left to go here in the first quarter. Berry with the basketball, tried to kick it on the backdoor cut. They say it's a kick basketball, but no whistle, and we'll play on. It'll be a turnover on the Cougars. Sure looked like a kick ball from up here in the back row. Barker with the basketball. Now kicks it back over to Nyson. Nyson cross-court pass into the corner. Sparks 3-ball. Heat check in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to the hands of Chance Little. Ford with the basketball, and he'll get caught on the double dribble as Barker got in his way. He wanted to throw it down, Grant, but the Payson is a little bit stingy in this press. They know how to get in the hands of the passing lanes. Brian Ray left a little bit of something in these guys, and they still know how to work that zone press. Derek Price is going to check in the basketball game. We'll tell you a little bit more as we've got a 30-second timeout. It's West Central 13, Payson Seymour 11. We'll be back right here in 30 seconds.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Back to live action here. As Payson Seymour, I believe, took the timeout, and they'll have the basketball. Kick it over on the right wing. Now this is Brody Deeker who checked in. Shot up is no good. Rebound comes down to the hands of Nyson. Ball is tipped away from Berry as he got his hands in the passing lane. It will remain Payson Seymour basketball. As you're going to see Little be the inbounds man. Or no, he won't be the inbounds man because it's still Payson basketball, but you're going to see him check back into the ball game here for Riker Ford. 1:36 left to go here in the opening period. So glad you're watching alongside here on Central Illinois Sports. This is Sparks with the basketball. Kicks it now down to Deeker in the corner. Brody Deeker, not to be confused with Brian Deeker. trying to work the basketball. Cross-court pass over to Schwartz. Now he gets it back out to Schwartz. 3 ball from the left wing is in and in good. Knockdowns 3 more for Schwartz. His second triple of the quarter, and now it's a 14-13 lead for Payson Seymour. Little drives in, and they say that'll be a blocking foul. And that's going to go to the way of Blake Schwartz. It'll be Schwartz's second personal, team number 6 now against Payson Seymour. They say that's 7. We've missed one along the way.
This is going to be a long first half,
It's going to be a long first half. Get your best bag of popcorn pop, get your best drink alongside. We're going to be here for a little while. It is 7:54, and we're getting into bonus shots. Little eyes up the free throw. In and out of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to the way of Brody Deeker. Here comes Payson Seymour as they'll slow it up just a hair. Extended zone now look here from West Central. Sparks now over to Barker. Back into Sparks to the left elbow. They kick it back up. This is Connor Howell. 3 balls good for Connor Howell. He knocked down one of those in the JV game. Big basket for Howell, and is a 17-13 advantage for Payson Seymour. Less than 1 minute left here in the opening frame. Evans drives through. Kick out. Barry 3 ball from the left wing. They trade threes. West Central's getting rotation and getting some things going. It's a 17-16 basketball game. Payson Seymour with the lead and the ball. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. Sparks with the basketball, kicks it down into Deeker in the corner, tries to pass it into Nyson. Nyson started to go back up the lane. It'll be a turnover against Payson Seymour. Ford will come back in the basketball game for West Central. He's going to sit down Derek Price, the big man, taking a seat for West Central. He's a big cat, Grant. That's a big kid. He's only a junior, sophomore?
He's a junior. Still working developmentally. Definitely some speed and agility work and fitness PE classes, but high ceiling for him hopefully next year as a senior, and he's got to play some big minutes throughout the rest of this year as well.
Steal on the way, no good from Barry. Now it's going to get one more chance as Nyson's going to heave it 3/4 court. It'll go over the top of the rim and no good. We've played 1 quarter. It's Payson Seymour 17, West Central 16. We're going to catch our breath and tell you more about it coming up here in 1 minute. You're watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Game Masters has the largest selection of gun safes in the tri-state area. That's right, everything from the vaults, vault doors, and safe accessories. Only the quality brands like Fort Knox, American Security, Browning, and Liberty. Come in and check out the displays or go to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out the selection online as well.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more.
We're passionate about the outdoors.
Luke and Aaron Fessler at Fessler Insurance are here to help you with all of your insurance needs. Fessler Insurance, a Country Financial agency, provides life, health, auto, home, and farm insurance. Trust your insurance needs to the local folks at Fessler Insurance. Call for a quote today at 217-285-4429 or stop by at 1165 West Washington Street in Pittsfield for Fessler Insurance.
Second quarter action here from Payson Seymour High School as the Indians hold a 17-16 lead here over the West Central Cougars. Brian Shoemaker, Grant DeWitt, Gavin Hilgenbrink on the call here tonight from Payson Seymour. Kicks it now bound to the basketball, up and good. That is number 30. That's Braden Simmons with the basket early. He must have checked in during the quarter break. And now Payson Seymour grabs a 3-point lead, 19-16 here, just started the second quarter. Ford's 3 ball doesn't find anything, hits the floor, and it'll come back into the hands of Cameron Sievers. Little shot up and no good. Rebound comes down to Nice, and here comes Payson Seymour. They'll quickly push down to Barker. Now back to Howell. Barker thought about the 3. Howell take one. He's already knocked one down off the front of the iron, no good. Battle for the rebound comes down into the hands of Simmons. 3 ball from Barker, no good. Simmons with the rebound. Up from 5 feet's no good. 3 chances for the Indians. They can't capitalize on any as Little gets the rebound for West Central. Evans with it. He thought about stopping and popping. You're going to see a lot of threes here tonight, folks. Sievers with the basketball. The young freshman working around as he gets it into Barry, streaking into the lane. Drives in. He gets caught up against Nice, and he'll have to kick out. Sievers' 3 ball from the left wing is no good. Fight for the rebound comes down. It gets tipped off the hands of Sparks, and they say that'll be a West Central basketball. 6:54 left to go here in the second quarter. 19-16 lead for the Indians. Evans thought about the 3 ball, drives baseline. He's really good at it. Gives it now down. Ford with the basket, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Sparks. Payson Seymour trying to slow up here just a little bit. We've seen a lot of threes in 2 minutes. Over to Barker now. They'll kick it down into Howell. He thought about the 3 ball again. He'll drive into the lane. Nice move by Howell. He can't get anything. No contact call. And Evans comes up with it for West Central. Here come the Cougars. Gets it down into Ford. He gets stopped at the block. He'll have to kick it back out. Richie Martin will check back in on the next dead ball for Payson Seymour. Evans with it. Cross-court pass over to Barry. 3 ball from the ring off the side of the rim. No good. Nyson comes down with the rebound. Here comes Payson Seymour. Now they want to push in transition. Barker on the left wing, drives through 2 defenders, goes up against Little. Nothing there off the rim. Nyson comes in flying for the rebound, gets it back out to Sparks. Payson Seymour will pull back out here against this zone. Now Evans almost gets his hand on it. It's a tip ball, and it'll be a free ball for Barker to bring it back across the time stripe. Nyson now back to Barker. 5:43 left to go here in the second. Sparks thought about the stop and pop from 12, doesn't take it though. As Nyson got hit on the floor, he got knocked down, gets right back up. Barker with it. 3 ball from the left wing off the front of the iron, no good. Riker Ford comes down with it, but Simmons able to get his hands on it. Jump ball in the possession arrow will favor West Central here. Martin's going to come back in the basketball game. He'll check in for Connor Howell. Well, Grant, team's trying to slow it up when they want to, but it almost feels like both these guys have a little bit of trouble hitting the brakes. They just want to run so darn bad. Evans with the basketball now. Zone look here from Payson Seymour. Severs, Barry, Little, and Ford on the floor with Evans, who knocks down the 3 ball. That is a long-range 3. Almost give him 4 if you wanted to, and we're tied up at 19 with 5:09 left to go here in the first half. Sparks with the basketball, kicks it over to Martin. Now he gets it into the elbow to Nyson. Nyson kicks it underneath. A nice little pass to Simmons, who can't convert. Now Nyson goes up with it. Strong take, and Nyson's going to get to Payson Seymour with a 21-19 lead. Barry with the basketball, tries to find Little as he flashes high. Now they get it nice dump down to Ford. He'll go up and gets it. 2 points for the freshman Riker Ford. He'll get fouled and go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Foul is going to go against number 3. That'll be Richie Martin. That's his second foul. That was the foul we missed earlier. So he's got his second, team number 8. Howell's going to check back in for Payson Seymour. Price will check in, and he'll sit down Severs. It's a 21-21 tie here on the Trucks LLC scoreboard as Riker Ford is going to go to the free throw line, trying to break this tie and give the Cougars the lead. A loud, rowdy crowd here tonight at Payson Seymour's. The young freshman knocks it down. It's a 22-21 game for West Central. 4:43 left to go here in the first half. They get it to Nyson on the left elbow. Nice stop and pop from Wyatt Nyson. He has had a nice senior season post. 23-22 lead here for Payson Seymour. Kicks it down into the corner now. Nice move into Little. Little goes up against Nyson off the glass and good. 2 strong points for Chance Little. It's a 24-23 lead for West Central. We'll trade leads all night long. Howell with the basketball, guarded by Barry on the left wing. Tries to drive through, has to pick it up. Nice into the left elbow. They'll work it around as they're overloaded. Tries to get it down into Simmons. He didn't see it coming. He tried kicking back out on the baseline. It'll be a turnover on Payson Seymour and Cougars basketball. Remind you, Pittsfield and Griggsville Perry on the other channel here on our Central Illinois Sports doubleheader here tonight. Put one on your TV, put one on the tablet or your phone, and watch them both here at the same time. Little with the running jumper, no good. Rebound by the big man, Derek Price. He'll get 2 on the second chance opportunity. It's a 26-23 lead for West Central, and that's that kind of size that they need now with Jaden Howard out, Grant. You don't see a lot of those opportunities for Price, but the big man able to convert.
Absolutely, that's 6'6", and Howell was looking for a foul, but there was no contact. He was just simply taller and reached up higher.
Can't teach size. Evans 3 ball from the left wing is good. Knock it down for Zach Evans. He scored a lot of those in his career, and he's only a junior. It's a 29-23 lead. 3:28 left to go here in the second quarter. Barker with the basketball, guarded by Barry. Now they get into Nyson. Spin move into the right side of the lane. Off the glass, no good. Price comes down with the rebound, and here comes West Central. Evans with it. Layup is good. Counted in the foul for Zach Evans. And West Central's on a run. Foul is going to go against number 23. That's going to be Blake Schwartz. That's his 3rd personal of the half, team number 9. Grant, that's something that people don't understand about this West Central offense. If it is a weak side rebound, Zach Evans is off to the races.
He is looking to get as far ahead as possible, and that's the number one look, the outlet to him, and he's just so dynamic in transition. He can pull up, he can get to the hoop. He's just a tough player to guard one-on-one.
Tyler Dushinsky says, we're going to talk about it. We'll take a break, too. It's 31-23. West Central with the lead. We're back in 1 minute.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beer scores?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Back to action here on Central Illinois Sports as Payson Seymour takes the timeout. They trail now by 8 points to 31-23 lead as we've seen a little bit of a run here for the West Central Cougars. And Grant, we talked about it. They're able to rebound. They're able to get in transition, and that's where the Cougars become a deadly ball team.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you've been watching the entire time early on in this game, Payson was able to get into that 1-2-2 full court press just to slow West Central down, but that was off made baskets. And Payson's struggling here in the last couple minutes, finding the basket, which is allowing West Central to run.
Nyson with the basketball now kicks it out to Braden Simmons on the baseline. He gets double teamed and has to get the release valve as they work around to the left side. Back up to Nyson at the free throw line. Dumps it down into Simmons. He tries to acrobatically throw it up. Loses it kind of midair, and here comes West Central. They get into Little. Little goes up, almost dunks it down. Chance Little gets 2 in transition. And the Cougars are up big. It's a 10-point lead for West Central, 33-23 with 2:38 left to go here in the first half. Barker with the basketball on the left wing. Brian Deeker has been on the bench an awfully long time tonight for Payson. Is now Nyson loses the basketball. Here they come now. Little in transition. Nice little underneath pass to Ford, and the freshman puts it in. And West Central has got total control of this game here in the second quarter. 35-23. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in the second frame. Payson's got to find an answer. And they've got to do it without Brian Deeker right now, who's got some fouls. Turnover again for the Indians. Pull-up jumper from Little's no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Lane Barker as Nyson gets knocked down in the backcourt. Indians trying to find a way to penetrate and get into the basket. They haven't knocked down a 3-ball in quite a while either, and that's kind of the bread and butter of this team's offense right now. Nyson gets it down into Sparks. Kick back out to Connor Howell. Nice little fake out from the sophomore. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down into Sparks. He tries from 8 feet. Can't knock it down either. Rebound comes down to Riker Ford. 1:39 left to go here in the first half. Barry, one-arm pass over to Evans. Drives baseline, goes up and under with the right hand. No good. Rebound comes down to Connor Howell. Indians will look to push with Nyson with the basketball. Tries to drive into the lane. Nothing there against Barry, and they'll pull back out. 1:20 left to go here in the second.
Starting to see a little fatigue in both teams here.
It's been an up-and-down basket. I think we're tired, and we're just talking. Nevertheless, these guys run it. Howell with the basketball. Double teamed, has to get rid of it. Kicks it cross-court over to Nyson. 1:06 left to go. Sparks at the free throw line. Barker over on the left wing. Simmons, the man underneath of the block, as Nyson tries to figure out what he wants to do. Takes a few dribbles, kicks it back out to Howell. Now into Sparks. Now they get into Simmons underneath. Simmons has nowhere to go. He'll kick it back out to Barker. We've got 46 seconds left to go here in the second. Pass to Nyson, almost loses it. Now they get it back to Sparks. Cross court to Howell. He'll take a 3 from the left wing. Can't find anything. Comes down into the hands of Little, and here comes West Central again in transition. Barry up with it up. Nice little runner. Falls, takes a little friendly bounce, and it's a 37-23 lead here for the West Central Cougars. 26 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
I think Payson's content with trying to hold the ball for the last shot, and I think that's what they were trying to do last possession too. Trying to eliminate possessions for West Central here in the second quarter.
Well, Howell had a good look at it, just didn't fall for the sophomores. Nyson's got it. Now they'll get it to Howell again, tries to find Simmons. Howell drives in, stops and pops from 11, no good. Rebound comes down into the hands of Chance Little. And the time will run out here in the first half. We have reached the Little Jazz halftime show. West Central goes on a big run. They've got a 14-point lead at half, 37-23. We'll break some things down for you as we take a word from our sponsors here. You're watching it all live on the halftime show here on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Jeep Chrysler Dodge Ram halftime show, where the West Central Cougars hold a 37-23 lead over the Payson Seymour Indians here. Big run by West Central to end the first half. Let's tell you about the foul situation for both teams. 5 fouls in the first half for West Central. No fouls committed in the second quarter, as we saw the whistle blown a lot in the first frame and thought we might be sitting here all night shooting free throws. Tyson Brown has 2 fouls for West Central. Connor Turner has 1. Riker Ford has 1. And Chance Little has 1 foul. On the other side, Payson Seymour got whistled up for 9 fouls in the first half, and that's really contributed part of what's been this slow-down offense for Payson Seymour. Not having Richie Martin on the floor for extended minutes, along with Brian Deeker and Blake Schwartz, has really kind of slowed this team down. Martin has 2. Lane Barker has 1. Brian Deeker has 2. We have not seen him for quite a while in this ball game. And Blake Schwartz has 3. They were issued for 1 technical foul on the bench as well, which attributes to their 9 total team fouls. We're going to take another quick break here on the Little Jess halftime show. When we come back, halftime scoring and some breakdown of this first one. You're watching it all here on Central Illinois Sports.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show as it's time for the Chuck a Duck contest. Grant DeWitt doesn't have a duck in his hand, but Kent Coltis might down there at the scorer's table, as West Central enjoying a 37-23 lead over Payson Seymour here from Payson Seymour High School. Scoring breakdown for the West Central Cougars in the first half. Mason Berry knocked down a triple. He's got a total of 9 points in the first half. Riker Ford with 5. Zach Evans has 3, 6, 9, 11, 12. Count it 12 for the junior Zach Evans to lead scoring for West Central. Chance Little has knocked in 9 points as well. 16 points in the first quarter, 21 in the second for the West Central Cougars. On the flip side, for the Payson Seymour Indians, as all the Ducks come flying here on Payson Seymour High School. Richie Martin's got a pair of free throws for 2 points. Brian Deeker's got 6 points. Wyatt Nyson with 4. Blake Shorts with 6. Braden Simmons with 2. And Connor Howell with 3. 17 points in the first quarter, just 6 in the second quarter, Grant. And we talked about it here as the Payson Seymour offense really slowed down a bit. Not having Blake Schwartz and Brian Deeker on the floor hurts this Payson Seymour team quite a bit.
Absolutely, and I think their biggest game plan is to run transition and get 3 balls up. And, I mean, they got some good 3 looks there early, and then once, like you said, once they got in foul trouble, they just struggled to find offensive flow in this game. And just like that, West Central, they got in a little bit of foul trouble with Tyson Brown, but the bench came in clutch and big second quarter run to put them up 37-23.
Well, the biggest thing you'll notice too here, of course, Grant, any good transition game relies on rebounding. And West Central was able to get some big rebounds between Little, Price, and the rest of the guys. And, of course, they love to find Zach Evans when they get out in transition. But, again, this Indians team, this is a good ball team. But, of course, when they lose Brian Deeker at the helm, he does a lot of penetration, a lot of kick out for those 3-ball shots that Payson Seymour takes. And they just weren't able to get the offensive rhythm going with he and Schwartz on the bench. We're going to take a couple of minutes break. We remind you, Pittsfield and Griggsville Perry on the other channel is Charlie and John Hall have the call from Boschel Gymnasium here tonight. We're going to be back for a pair of games coming up on Friday. We'll have a big game, Camp Point Central taking on Macomb on Friday night. I'll be on the call for that from Camp Point Central High School. And Charlie will have the Pittsfield game coming up on Friday night. You're watching the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep halftime show. LittleJessMotor.com, or come see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy for your next vehicle purchase. We're going to be back in 2 minutes here from Payson Seymour High School. West Central on top, 37-23.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
Shooting is one of our favorite pastimes.
When it comes to guns and ammo, think Game Masters. They have new guns, used guns, gun safes, and gun accessories. And be sure to head over to GameMastersOutdoors.com to check out our great selection.
Clothing, fishing, hunting, gifts, and more. At Game Masters in Quincy,
we're passionate about the outdoors.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
Welcome you back here to Central Illinois Sports, live from the campus of Payson Seymour High School, where the West Central Cougars enjoy a 37-23 lead here at the Little Chest halftime show. Brian Shoemaker, Grant DeWitt, Gavin Hilgenbrink bringing you all the action here tonight. Want to remind you the postseason is coming up. We're getting ready for it at Central Illinois Sports. We'll try and figure out where our regional assignments will be for our crews. We will tell you that we're going to have complete coverage of sectionals from Calhoun and Bushnell Prairie City. Those are going to be both of the sectionals that feed into the Jacksonville Super Sectional. We're excited for the postseason run. We hope you'll gear up for it alongside with us here too on Central Illinois Sports as we are on the push for the postseason. Regional subsectional seeds due tomorrow as we get some nice statistics there from Mr. Jacko. And then, of course, the regular season will wrap up next week. We encourage you all. We love having you on our audience here on the Central Illinois Sports Broadcast. Grant, we got senior nights coming up for a lot of kids in a lot of places. And for some of those kids, you know, unfortunately, it may be the last time they ever play on their home floor. So we encourage you guys next week, or even if it's later this week, get out and enjoy your kids on their home floors. It's going to be the last time for some of them. And it's a special time. It's a special time for a lot of these kids.
Absolutely, especially as a lot of them, high school sports is coming to an end, and the last time they really play organized sports. And anyone who out there who's ever played organized sports, you understand the true bond and the impact it has, especially those high school years.
Payson Seymour's going to get the basketball to start the third frame here. They've got their full 5 starters on the court. We'll see if they're able to make a run here to begin the second half. Nyson with the basketball, thought about going through double traffic, can't get it. Collides into Barry, there's no call. He'll stop and pop from 12 feet, and that might be the start they need as Wyatt Nyson knocks it down. It's a 37-25 lead for West Central as they get their first offensive try here in this third quarter. Man-to-man look now from Payson Seymour. This is Ford with the basketball, guarded by Deeker. Little tries to streak through on the curl, and now it's a little bit of a collision. They say that'll be a jump ball as both of the guys were kind of falling out of bounds, and both had their hands on it. Possession arrow will favor West Central on that one with 7:22 left to go here in the third. All 5 starters now for West Central on the court as well. Little 3 ball off the side of the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to the way of Deeker, and here comes Payson Seymour in transition. Ball gets tipped away, pushed down by Nyson. Gets it back to Deeker, up and off the glass is good for Brian Deeker. He's got 8 points in the ball game. It's a 37-27 lead, and just like that, it goes from 14 to 10 pretty quick when Payson can get into transition.
Little, and a totally different look with these starters on the floor.
Indeed. Brown with the basketball, works it over to Little. They penetrate in, up, nice dish down into Ford. The freshman is not messing around, Grant. He's got some nice points. He's been able to find himself in some open places, and he converts for this varsity squad.
Absolutely, and he's a kid who's got to just gain more confidence, especially heading into postseason play. He's got to look for a shot a little bit when he's open, that's for sure.
Barry with the basketball up with the right hand off the glass, no good. Schwartz with the rebound. Here comes Payson behind the back dribble as he crosses the time stripe. Cross-court pass almost stolen away from Brown. He'll get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds. It'll remain Payson Seymour basketball. 6:21 left to go here in the third. It's a 39-27 lead on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Nyson now with the basketball. Pushes in, kicks it back out to Barker. Barker 3-ball gets tipped away and blocked by Evans. Ford will come up with it for West Central as they push it back down. Quickly down to Barry. Gets it into Little. Lob tip, no good. Rebounded, though, by the freshman Riker Ford. He's had a heck of a basketball game. This is Little at the free throw line. Spin move, goes up against Martin, can't get anything, and West Central will reset. 5:56 left to go here in the third period. Ford with the basketball, backdoor cut from Evans. Goes up off the glass, and that's an easy 2 for Zach Evans. On a nice backdoor dish from Riker Ford, it's a 41-27 ball game. Zone look here from West Central. They kick it into Nyson. Kicks it back out now to Barker. Barker's 3-ball off the back of the rim, no good. Payson Seymour just can't convert on the big shots when they need them. Evans with the basketball. He's going to drive left side lane. Goes up strong, and another quick two for Zach Evans. It's a 43-27 ball game. West Central is rolling. Deeger with the basketball quickly into Nyson. He'll take a free throw jumper. Shot is no good. Fight for the rebound, goes out of bounds, and they say that'll go off of Martin last and be a West Central basketball. Sparks is going to come back into the ball game as Richie Martin's going to set back down. We like this kid a lot too. Good, hard-working defensive kid, able to knock down some shots for Payson Seymour. We've really enjoyed watching him play this season. Zach Evans will slowly work it up the time stripe. They've got the luxury of a big 43-27 lead to do it with. Still a man-to-man look here for Payson Seymour. They get it into Little at the free throw. Nice dump down, a little high-low into Ford, and the freshman knocks down two more. It's a 45-27 lead as they are just struggling to find answers on the defensive side. Deeger with the basketball, drives in, now tries to get it to Nyson, can't get it there. Quick movement now by Payson Seymour into the short corner as Schwartz, is able to get it down. It's a 45-29 lead. We'll spit it out as fast as they move down the court. Evans with the basketball. He's got to get a release valve and finds Brown. They'll reset here and take things a little bit slower. Berry with the basketball. Little flashes to the high corner. They kick it down to the corner. That's Tyson Brown. Little with it to the free throw line. Now this is Evans on the left side, guarded over by Sparks. Brown with the basketball. Tried to find Berry on the backdoor cut. Lane Barker able to close off that lane. Back to the right wing. This is Evans with it. Takes a couple of dribbles, works it back over. West Central very content to let the clock wind away here as we're down to the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. Berry flashing across on the baseline. Now they get it to Evans on the right side. Little at the high post, nothing there as they work it back over. They try to get it into Berry, tipped away from Deeger. Turnover on the Cougars, and here comes Payson Seymour. Nyson drives in the basketball, goes up with the left hand, and they say that'll be a blocking foul on the shot, and Wyatt Nyson will go to the free throw line for two. Foul's going to go against Chance Little. That'll be his second personal of the basketball game, just the first of the half against West Central. As Wyatt Nyson will go to the free throw line looking for two shots. 3:43 left to go here in the third. It's a 45-29 lead. And Grant, the last thing if you're West Central is you want to stop the clock and give these guys an opportunity to score points at the free throw line because this team will knock down free throws.
Yeah, and it's just another time for them to simply regroup. Started off the half on a nice little 4-0 run, and since then, West Central's just answered.
Both free throws up and good for Nyson. It's going to be a 45-31 basketball game as now they extend their three-quarter court press. Sparks up at the top for Payson Seymour as they cap Brown behind the timeline. It was Berry. Now they get into Evans. Evans drives through two defenders. Up with the right hand is good for Zach Evans. 47-31. Everything that Payson Seymour does right, West Central has a quick answer for it. Sparks with the basketball. Three ball on the way from Deeger. Off the back of the iron, Little with the rebound. They tip it out to Evans. Evans driving through everybody. Goes into the lane, up runner from 10 feet, no good. Tries to fight for the rebound, but it comes down into the hands of Brian Deeger. And Evans will get whistled for the foul. It's just the first of the ball game against Zach Evans, second of the half against West Central. And you know, Zach Evans is athletic. He's strong, Grant, but Brian Deeger's a pretty big cat. That's a tough guy to grab a rebound against inside. Sparks with the basketball, gives it back to Deeger. He drives left side of the lane, goes up against Little, off the back of the glass, no good. Deeger will get his own board. Kicks it now out to Lane Barker. The sophomore three ball up off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Ford. Here comes Evans in transition. Behind the back, almost loses it. He's got to get rid of it. And he tries to get it to Ford. Ford went left, the basketball went right. It'll be a turnover on West Central as Connor Turner's going to check back in for the Cougars. He'll sit down Berry with 2:44 left to go here in the third. It's a 47-31 lead for the Cougars. Indians have the basketball. This is Schwartz now. Quick three ball off the first pass is good for Blake Schwartz. Knocks down a big three that the Payson Seymour Indians desperately need. It's 47-34 as Berry will quickly check back into the basketball game on the next dead ball. Working it over to the left side. This is Connor Turner. Back out on the quick in and out from Ford as they work it around the perimeter. Still in a man-to-man look here for Payson Seymour. Evans drives baseline up with the runner on the right hand is good for Zach Evans. It's not easy, but he makes it look that way, folks, and it's a 49-34 ball game. Quick three ball from Sparks is good. Back-to-back threes from Blake Schwartz. And it's a 49-37 basketball game. Just like that, back down to a 12-point ball game. Evans with the basketball. Cross-court pass over to Brown. Indians starting to knock down some shots, but do they have enough time to knock down enough of them to cut into this lead? Turner with the basketball as Ford flashes the high block. Little wants the basketball now. He's down in the low post. Guarded by Nyson. They get it to him. Tries to spin baseline. Can't get it. Goes up around back into the lane. And a really tough move for Chance Little. Give him 2 points, and it's a 51-37 basketball game. Timeout on the floor. We're going to take it, too. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Cougars took the timeout on that one. They lead 51-37 with 1:27 left to go here in the third period. Watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports. Brian Shoemaker, Grant DeWitt, Gavin Hilgenbrink bringing you all the fun here tonight. And what is a really packed house here at Payson Seymour. Deeker with the basketball, drives into the free throw lane, goes against Little on the right side, goes up with it. He'll get fouled and go to the free throw line as Little's going to get whistled for the foul. Going to be the third against Chance Little. Third of the half here against West Central as Brian Deeker will go to the free throw line. The talented all-sport senior knocks down the first one as Derek Price is going to check back into the basketball game for West Central. He'll sit down Chance Little. 51-38 ball game as Deeker will get ready to go for the second one here. Payson Seymour will travel Friday night to Griggsville Perry for the homecoming contest against the Tornadoes. Deeker knocks down both of them. It's a 51-39 basketball game, 1:14 left to go. Extended pressure here from Payson Seymour. Barry with the basketball, picks it up across the time stripe, kicks it back over to Brown. Ford flashing high, Price low for the inside attack for the Cougars. A little back and forth, and now West Central trying to pull Payson Seymour out of this zone look. Barry drives alongside, trying to burn a little bit more clock as he gets caught in the corner. He's got to get rid of it. Tries to find the big guy, picked off by Nyson. Here comes Payson Seymour. Deeker with the basketball, quickly pushes it down to Schwartz. Schwartz three ball on the way, off the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Tyson Brown. He'll hand it off to Evans. He's had a heck of a basketball game. You can say that just about every night that Zach Evans plays. Barry with the basketball now over on the right wing, takes it back up to the volleyball line. 23 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Drives into the left side of the lane, spin move into the lane. Nice move from Barry, goes up with the right hand, no good off the glass, and now he picks up his own rebound. 11 seconds left to go here, and they're going to pick up a foul. That foul is going to go against Deeker. For Deeker, that's going to be his third, the first of the half, though, against Payson Seymour. We saw a lot of fouls called here in the first quarter. That has slowed down substantially. Evans with the basketball now. 8 seconds left to go here in the third. 6 seconds, 5, has to get rid of it, and that'll be a travel as he tried to go through double coverage and gets caught in the air. And that'll be a turnover on the Cougars. Probably not the way you want to end that last possession as Barker's going to check in for Schwartz to give him an extra shooter. 4.9 seconds left to go. They've got the length of the court to go. Deeker now travels across the timeline. He's going to go right into the lane. Deeker up with it against double coverage. He'll get fouled, and he'll go to the line for two. Brian Deeker is going to get the foul call against Derek Price. First foul of the half for the big man.
Be an opportunity for Payson to cut this lead down to 10 if he can knock both these in. That's, I mean, when you're down by as much as they were, you just got to chip away. And you got to set goals. And
down by darn near 20, and that was the thing. If you can get this back to a 10-point basketball game, as Deeker eyes up the first one, off the side of the rim, no good. We jinxed it. Gets a tap from Wyatt Nice, and he'll line up for the second one. 0.7 seconds left. It's going to be tough for West Central to get a shot off unless he makes it, and they're able to heave one down half court. Second one is up and good for Deeker. 51-40 basketball game. The heave from Zach Evans off the rim. About as close as you could throw it from 70 feet. We've reached the end of 3 quarters. Fest Central leads Payson 51-40. Stick around for the 4th quarter coming up here on Central Illinois Sports.
In Pittsfield, you can expect to find a safe, charming, livable community that affords its residents a tremendous quality of life. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, Pittsfield boasts many historic homes and buildings that hark of a different era, each with a fascinating story to tell. Take a drive through our neighborhoods, and you'll get a glimpse of true Midwestern charm. Historic neighborhoods with well-maintained, architecturally diverse homes on quiet tree-lined streets. Safe, walkable, and convenient neighborhoods close to historic downtown Pittsfield. And new subdivisions like Panther Creek offer plenty of beautiful homes. The median price of a home in Pittsfield is $115,000. With such affordable prices and property taxes that are half the national average, it's easy to see why Pittsfield would be a good choice to locate. Pittsfield's Penstone Municipal Airport offers opportunities for small jet services. Pittsfield offers the perfect blend of big city amenities and small town charm. There's a home waiting for you here.
Back to 4th quarter action here. Payson Seymour will have the basketball. They trail by 11. It's a 51-40 lead. But they'll try and chip into it a little more. This is Barker now. Works it around the right side back to Schwartz. He's had a couple of big 3 balls here for the Indians in the 3rd quarter. Goes over Barker's head, and it's going to go out of bounds as that pass just got a little too high. Couldn't Odell Beckham it down, and it'll be a turnover on Payson Seymour. Not the way you want to start this frame if you're the Indians. Barry now with the basketball. He'll slowly work it across the time stripe, or he'll meet Brian Deeker. Kicks it now over to Tyson Brown. Back to Barry. Flashing high is Little. The big guy, Derek Price, down inside. Evans drives in on the baseline. Up and good. Another nice run for Zach Evans. Give him 2 more. And it's now a 53-40 basketball game. Nyson with the basketball. Quickly gets it down into Martin. He'll kick it back out. 3 ball on the way from Deeker in the corner is good. Brian Deeker knocks down 3 more. And once again, it's a 10-point basketball game. 7:10 left to go here in the 4th. These Payson Seymour versus West Central games have always been pretty competitive here over the past few years. And we're still got a 10-point ball game here in the 4th. As Brown got the basketball, now works it over to Barry on the left side. Trying to get into Little. He's guarded by Richie Martin. They now get into the big fella. Goes into the lane, kicks it back out to Evans. 3 ball off the back of the glass, no good. But there's a big rebound from Price as he got able to get away from Wyatt Nyson, and the big man comes down with another basket. It's a 55-43 lead on the big second chance putback from Derek Price. Quick kick down from Nyson, finds Richie Barker now, and Barker will get a quick 2 on almost the same type of deal. It's again a 10-point basketball game. Payson Seymour needs a stop here. Trying to get it now back down into Little. He gets pushed out to the short corner from Barker. Nice fish from Little down to Evans. That Payson Seymour defense just collapses a little bit too much, Grant, in that short corner and into those block areas. West Central has gotten a lot of points tonight down on those little dishes right around the block in the short corner area.
There's another one.
There's another one right there as they find Chance Little on an assist from Evans. It's a 59-45 basketball game. 6 minutes left to go here in the contest. Barker with the basketball, guarded by Evans. He'll work it around to the right side as Nyson works from block to block, or elbow to elbow, excuse me. Another nice dish down into Barker. He'll go up with it, no good. Fight for the rebound, comes back into the hands of Richie Martin, and he'll put it in for 2. Tyler Dushinsky wants the timeout. We will take it too. It's West Central 59, Payson Seymour 47. We're back in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sports.
When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your Nutrient Crop consultant today.
I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
We will pay the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now. It is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
it gives you protection with credit monitoring.
So the peace of mind of that's very nice.
Payson Seymour takes the timeout. They have trailed by as less as 10 here in the fourth quarter, but they can't seem to break that barrier. Grant, we were talking about it during the timeout. Sometimes you can whittle that lead down from 17, 18, 19 points down to 10. Crossing that 10-point threshold usually seems to be the toughest part.
It is, and it's Payson's been to 10 3 or 4 times, and they just can't seem to get a stop on the defensive end to have the opportunity to break that barrier.
Evans with the basketball now, works it down to the right side. Over to Brown, now back to Barry. Price trying to get an angle to get the big pass inside. They can't get it that time, and West Central reset. Basketball back down to Evans. Drives baseline, goes up over Martin, off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Deeker, and here comes Payson Seymour. He'll kick it back out. Wyatt Nyson lines up for 3. Nyson off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to Little. Evans with the basketball, pushing now against the Payson Seymour defense. Barry kicks it back out. Tyson Brown with a 3 ball. Off the side of the iron, no good. 4:55 left to go here in the basketball game as Nyson falls down, and they say he was able to maintain control of it. 59-47, it's 12 points. We got a lot of time left to go here. Nyson 3 ball up off the back of the iron, actually missed it all. Martin able to get the second chance. Count it for Richie Martin, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Foul's going to go against Price. That's going to be his second personal, team number 5 of the half, as Riker Ford is going to check back in for West Central. He'll sit down, the big fella. I haven't got to see a lot of West Central games this season, but I'm going to tell you I like Derek Price.
Absolutely. He's came in and played one of the better games that I've seen him play on the varsity level tonight, especially contributing with the rebounding aspect of things.
Free throw from Martin is no good. It's a 10-point basketball game, 59-49, 4:32 left to go. Ford with the basketball as they work it around to the left side. Barry kicks it down into Little, works around Martin on the block, kicks it back out. Tyson Brown drives baseline. Nothing there. It gets tipped away from Deeker, and it'll go out of bounds. West Central basketball underneath their own hoop here. Just about a half a quarter left to go in this one. It's been a fun one so far as Lane Barker is going to check back in, and Richie Martin will take a seat. Barry will be the trigger man. Looks around, gives it back to Evans on the wing, now back to Barry in the corner. Still a zone look here for Payson Seymour as now they find Ford on the high block, or the high elbow, excuse me. West Central content to slow things down here just a hair. They've got a 10-point lead to work with. Barry drives baseline back to Ford. Ford goes up with the right hand, and I tell you what, the freshman, Riker Ford, is having a night, 61-49. They've caught him every time, Grant, and the freshman comes up just about every time. Deeker drives in. Deeker goes up for 2. It's a 61-51 basketball game. Ryan Seasting throws up his hands and says, you got to stop number 10. Little now quickly back in transition. He'll go up off the glass and good for Chance Little. 63-51 is the team's straight baskets.
Well, it's kind of like NASCAR. Start the race, everyone's fighting for position, and midway through the race, we just kind of slow down, sit where we're at, and we're back to fighting for position again, it seems like. The pace is quickened back up a little bit.
That it has, as Nyson has the basketball. Drives into the lane, kicks it back out, loses the ball. Barry comes up with it, throws it down to Little. Little goes up in a thunderous jam from Chance Little. The West Central crowd excited and having a good time here tonight. It's a 65-51 lead on the big dunk from Little. 3-ball answer is no good for Payson Seymour. Little with the rebound. Here comes West Central again. With the basketball now is Barry.
I think he's kind of excited. I think that's his first dunk in a game.
With the basketball is Evans. Evans drives the baseline. He's going to collide with Deeker underneath, and Deeker's going to get whistled for the foul.
That was a good attempt, but what a lot of people don't see is I think Brian had 1 foot on the baseline, which makes him out of bounds, which is an automatic block.
Foul's going to go against Deeker. That's his 4th personal. It'll be the 2nd of the half now as Ford knocks down the 3-ball. And I'll tell you what, we talked about some of the guys you mentioned that were out of the lineup due to injury. Riker Ford is a kid who has stepped in and answered the call here for West Central. 3-ball on the way from Lane Barker is good. Knock up 3 for Lane Barker. Payson Seymour trying to answer with buckets. They're down by 14. It's 68-54, 2:26 left to go. Evans with it. Now back to Barry on the right side. Payson Seymour needs a lot of stops, and there's one right there. Is Barker able to get his hands on it? Deeker comes with it. Deeker drives baseline around and in with the right hand. And Dushinsky says we'll take a timeout on the Payson Seymour bench. We'll take it too. West Central leads 68-56. We are back here in 30 seconds on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Payson Seymour takes the timeout. They've got to find some defensive stops as they trail 68-56 to West Central. It's going to be the Cougars basketball on the length of the court to go here as they're going to face full court pressure from the Indians on the defensive side. Ford will be the inbounds man. Brown and Barry back early to receive here for West Central. Zach Evans, Chance Little, the other two on the floor for the black and white. It's Deeker, Nyson, Schwartz, Sparks, and Barker for Payson Seymour. Brown trying to work it across the time stripe. They've got to get it across, and they do, but Seasting will take a timeout, and he's frustrated at it. He'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll take it, too. We're right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
Back to live action as the Cougars took the timeout to avoid the turnover. Brown will be the inbounds man here on the far side of the court at Payson Seymour. It is a packed gym here tonight as the West Central crowd has traveled well. Barry trying to get it across the time stripe. He does. He dribbles into double traffic and has to get rid of it. 1:52 left to go here in the ball game. Tries to throw it down into four. Gets tipped away from Nyson as a turnover, and here comes Payson Seymour. They find Schwartz. He goes up with the ball fake. Gets fouled by Brown, and Schwartz will go to the free throw line here for two. Foul's going to go on Tyson Brown. That'll be his third personal, team number 6 of the half against West Central. As Blake Schwartz will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. It's a 12-point basketball game. Schwartz can make it 10, except the first one won't go down.
I'm going to say you jinxed him that time.
We might have. Sorry about that. Schwartz lines up for the second one here as Nyson gets into the lane for a rebounding attempt for Payson Seymour. 1:44 left to go here in the final frame. Second one is up and good. Make it a 68-57 contest. Down the court, gets stolen away here from Nyson. Or Deeker, excuse me. Now it gets tipped away from Barry. It will remain Payson Seymour basketball. They'll get it with the luxury underneath their own basket as Nyson will line up here on the inbound trot. They tip it into Deeker. Deeker up and off the glass and good. Brian Deeker, he's a good ball player. 68-59. 1:28 left to go here. Payson Seymour trying to get a few more stops. Toss it back over to Barry now. Barry takes a couple of dribbles now into the lane. Drives all the way into the lane, kicks it back out to Ford. Might have had the layup opportunity, and they pull it away. Gets into double traffic, and they say Schwartz will get his hand caught in the cookie jar first. That's going to be Schwartz's 4th personal foul, 3rd now against Payson Seymour. 1:13 left to go here in the contest. West Central has 6 fouls, Payson Seymour just 3, so there's going to be a long way to go if we're going to try and get some bonus shots in. Evans will be the inbounds man. There will be another foul, and Schwartz is going to get called for that one. That's going to be the, well, should be the 5th personal. I guess it's just the 4th. We screwed that one up. Now it's the 4th, and the team 4th. Tried to get the bounce pass into Evans, goes off his hands and out of bounds. It'll be a West Central turnover. 1:08 left to go here. It's 68-59. Payson's got to score some baskets, and they've got to score in a hurry, as Nyson will be the inbounds man. He'll throw to Deeker. Deeker drives into the lane, goes with it, kicks it back out. Now this is Sparks. No good off the rim. Rebound came down into the hands of Brown first, and he was able to tip it away. Here comes Barry. Barry tried to get into Little. It gets stolen away from Deeker. Here come the Indians now. Schwartz with the basketball. Kicks it over Barker. He thought about the three. Now he'll take it. Off the back of the rim, no good. Nyson was able to tip it up in the air, but Barry comes down with it, and now Wyatt Nyson's going to pick up the foul. For Wyatt Nyson, it's just his first foul of the ball game. Team number 5 against Payson Seymour. Grant, it's 42 seconds left. Payson's not entirely out of this thing, but they got to find a way to get another stop and then make a big shot.
Well, not being in the bonus may end up hurting them just because they're going to have to waste time fouling.
Barry with the basketball, and now he'll pick up a timeout, as Ryan Seasting says. Let's talk it over real quick. West Central will take the timeout. We will take it too. We're going to be back here in 30 seconds on Central Illinois Sports.
Rewards checking, I'm not sure if there's a better checking account around.
They have 3 requirements each month, and if they meet those requirements, we will pay them the highest checking account interest rate that we have right now. At this time, it is a very generous 4.07 APY.
As far as ID Secure goes,
It gives you protection with credit monitoring, cell phone protection.
Prevent identity theft at a reasonable cost.
it's watching out for you.
And every 90 days you get an update on it, so the peace of mind of that's very nice.
West Central took the timeout. It's 37 seconds left to go. They've got a 68-59 lead. West Central has not scored, though, in a while here in the fourth quarter. West Central has 16 fouls. Payson Seymour has 5. And we'll expect to see a few more fouls maybe whistled here in the waning seconds of this one as they'll try to get West Central maybe to the free throw line to try and get an opportunity here. Brown will be the inbounds man. Gets it now into Evans. Evans drives baseline, running jumper from about 8 foot is good. 2 more from Zach Evans. Makes it a 70-59 ball game. Deeker drives in, kicks it out to Nyson now. He'll drive into the lane, weaves back out to Deeker. A high arching 3 ball, no good. Rebound goes down to the way of Evans. Here goes Evans. He's going to have a whole open lane, goes against Deeker. And Deeker will pick up the foul and send Zach Evans to the free throw line. Deeker picks up the foul. That is going to be likely his 5th personal, and it is. Brian Deeker is going to take a seat to the applause of the Payson Seymour fans as Brody Deeker will check back in, and Zach Evans is going to go to the line for 2. West Central's going to win this one as we've got 18 seconds left. Payson Seymour is going to take on Griggsville Perry on Friday night. Grant, who's coming up on the schedule for the Cougars?
We got North Green on Friday, and then we'll wrap up our season next Tuesday against Cam Point.
Evans knocks down both free throws. It's a 72-59 contest. Nyson with the basketball, now kicks it back over. Sparks' 3 ball is no good. Comes down to the hands of Evans. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. He's going to run the clock out. West Central's going to grab the win. They're going to take a 72-59 win over Payson Seymour at Payson. A big win needed tonight for West Central. We have reached the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. We're going to give you some final stats, breakdown, and more coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Watching it live on Central Illinois Sports.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Welcome you back here tonight on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Illini Community Hospital, part of Blessing Health System. Come check them out at Illini Express as well, seeing patients ages 18 months and older. No appointments needed. Open 7 days a week. Check them out at IlliniExpress.org. West Central grabs a 72-59 win here tonight over Payson Seymour. Grant, a big win tonight for the West Central Cougars. As we remind everybody, postseason seeds coming out here in just a couple of days, and every win counts right now, as it's going to be a real battle for the 3, 4, and 5 seeds, as Griggsville Perry lost tonight to Pittsfield 41-40. You got to watch that live as well on Central Illinois Sports, as Charlie and John had the call. So a big win here tonight on the road for West Central in a game that really was 17-16 at one point. Grant, this was a close basketball game at one point. West Central opened a 21-6 advantage in the second quarter and never really looked back, as Payson couldn't get any closer than 10. But a lot of nice contributions tonight from guys off the bench like Riker Ford, Derek Price, and others, in your opinion. Yeah, absolutely. It's a fun game to watch for sure, and exactly what we thought it was going to be, a fun, fast-paced game. And Payson wasn't able to find buckets there from the end of the second quarter, which kind of broke the lead open. And if you take away that little 3-minute stretch, it's a back-and-forth ball game. So fun game to watch, but yeah, huge contributions from the West Central bench with the injuries coming into play, especially with postseason right around the corner. Those guys are going to have to continue to have great contributions for this team to be as successful and reach the goals they want to reach come regional time. Payson, of course, is going to host a regional here. If you do some bracketology, as many people have here around the area, a very good chance that West Central might come back here to this gymnasium as well. But we'll see how the seeds get sorted out here in just a few days. Seeds will be announced on Thursday afternoon. Bracket pairings and locations of teams will be announced on Friday. Quarterfinal games will be going on at the home team in those rounds coming up on Friday or Saturday, February 18th. We'll start bringing you all the action here on Central Illinois Sports, and of course we'll have action from semifinals and championship games all around the area coming up here on our YouTube platform. Time to name our player of the game tonight. From Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are important, but so are the time and efforts that we put into our young people and the athletic endeavors they pursue. And that's why Derek Harris is proud to be a sponsor of the player of the game. Grant, I don't know about you, I really enjoyed watching Riker Ford tonight. The young freshman came out, got in a lot of situations where he found himself open on backdoor cuts, in the block. More often than not, the young freshman came through and really added a lot of those bonus points tonight that the Cougars really needed to come through with the win this evening. Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of those situations you could give a player of the game to Zach Evans every single time he steps on the floor. Just his ability on the basketball floor is just remarkable. But yeah, I mean, Riker Ford, big game tonight for West Central into that starting role now with a few injuries that have taken place, and he's going to continue to have those type of games. And when you're open, make the shots, get some rebounds, but just play smart basketball. And he did that very well tonight. And I couldn't agree more with your player of the game. For the Payson Seymour side, they have been on a slide that they would like to forget here. Losers of 10 of the last 11 games now, is not a lot has went right for the Indians here in the second half. And again, this is a Payson Seymour team that continues to compete in ball games. They're not getting blown out by anybody, Grant, but they just can't find their way to get back into the win column here. They're going to have to try and get it done. They'll head to Griggsville Perry on Friday night. It'll be the homecoming contest at the Nick. We will not have that game for you. We will have the Pittsfield ball game coming up on Friday. I will be at Camp Point for what we expect to be a big showdown between the Camp Point Central Panthers and the Macomb Bombers. Brian Shoemaker, Grant, thanks for coming along tonight, man. I always appreciate having a second guy on the headset. Makes things a little bit easier in my world. Oh, absolutely. I've definitely done this before on my own, and sometimes you just get tired of hearing yourself talk consistently. That's exactly right.
Hey, it's been fun. Just another night in the gym. If I'm not at home, I'm traveling, and why not? Just hop on the headset and broadcast for Central Illinois Sports. Folks, we remind you, come out and see these kids play these basketball games here over the next couple of weeks. Senior nights will be starting this weekend and into next week. That's going to be the last time you're going to get to see a lot of these talented athletes
on their home floor. We encourage you. We appreciate you watching us, but we encourage you a lot more. Make your way out to the gym. Support these young kids as we get into the last week of the regular season and into the postseason. For Grant DeWitt and Gavin Hilgenbrink, my name is Brian Shoemaker. We are signing off. Thank you for watching tonight here live on Central Illinois Sports.